Well, guys, the Eahora Romeo Pro 2, how can I say this? It does it the error code 08 comes up every single time I ride it after a mile. What I did yesterday off cam is I elevated the rear wheel, okay? I set the cruise control, I turned the cruise control function on. So then, once you, with the cruise control function, once you keep the throttle all the way open for, I think it's for like a couple seconds, the cruise turns on. So I put the cruise on, so then all I got to do is hold the bike on the kickstand and let the rear tire spin. I let it do that. I let the bike's rear motor turn the rear tire. I want to be very specific about this. I did that for 15 miles at a speed of 58 miles per hour. Without me on the bike. In other words, the rear wheel spinning with no load for 15 miles. And it never shot an error code. The error 08 code. But when I get on it after 1 mile, it shoots the error 08 code, and what that does is it stops sending power completely to the rear hub motor. The front one will work, but only a certain amount. It won't go no more than like 10 miles an hour. So it also cuts power to the front, but it cuts about 90% of the power going to the front hub. And it'll do that every single time. Now, my weight is 290 pounds. The bike is supposed to carry a rider of up to 330 pounds. So my weight is not recommended for the bike. I also checked the voltage of the battery. The battery reads 56.4 volts. So I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe too many volts are going to the system. So what I did is, you can adjust your voltage setting. I cut it down to 48 volts. I went out, did it again. Error code 08 after 1 mile, so that doesn't matter. It's one of two things. It's actually one of three things. Either the rear hub motor is defective, number one, or number two, it's the hall sensors. Maybe one of those diodes are no good. It's not strong enough. Or number three, it's the controller. It's one of those three things. I did take the left crank arm off, and I took that plastic case off, and I pulled out the controller. I unplugged all the wires, and I plugged them all back in. I checked all my wires in the front, like all the little plug wires that are like around a headlight, all the ones that are in the front, they're all plugged in. My main power wire going to the rear motor, I unplugged that, plugged that back in, guys. I tried everything. And I've been playing a messaging game with Eahora through Amazon, and they want pictures and videos. So I made a video. First of all, what I did is I tried to upload a video from YouTube. Amazon, to my astonishment, Amazon does not allow those kind of links. So, okay, I made a small video. Or no, I made another video. The video was too big for Amazon, okay? I made a smaller video. Invalid format. Because I don't have an iPhone. I have a Samsung, but I have to charge it. So I've been sending all the videos through Amazon through my tablets. So apparently the format's either too big or it's an invalid format. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge my Samsung smartphone up, okay? And I'm going to make a video with that because they want to see the Eahora 08 code. They want a picture of the Eahora 08 code. They want a picture of the numbers of the motor, and they want a video of me trying to work the throttle and the rear tire and the rear wheel not spinning while the Eahora code is coming up. This is what kind of company I got involved with. If I would have known this, I would have probably bought the Ananoki instead of the Eahora. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm sorry I didn't. I usually research stuff. I usually research stuff for weeks and sometimes months. This time, I didn't. I'm not an idiot. Okay, I used to build websites. I know how to read binary code. Okay, I swallowed 26 encyclopedias. I'm a speed reader. I have an IQ of close to 200. And I did not think of researching this time. I do not learn my lesson. So anyway, I'm stuck with it. We're going to get it working. We're going to get it working. This bike is for my retirement. It's going to probably pay off once they make insurance sky high. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to replace whatever I have to replace, even if I have to get a new system. If I got to put a new system on this, guys, if I got to replace the front and back motor, the panel display and the controller and all the rest of the wiring, I'm going to do that. Oh yeah, I'm going to do that. Because I love riding a bike without pedaling. That you can't whip that around corners like you can this bicycle. The bicycle, you can go crazy. You can make an ass out yourself on this bike. You can't on that. And I think that's why I'm so partial to this thing. Because, it makes me feel like a little kid again to be on a bike, to be on a bicycle. And when you fly by these people, I flew by about 4 people, they're like, they ain't never seen nothing like that around here. You know that. They ain't never seen nothing, brother. Can you dig it? They ain't never, brother, seen nothing like that around. They're looking at it like it's a flying saucer or something. They ain't never seen nothing like that. What is that? What did he build? Where did he get that? There's this guy. I'm flying by them at 34. It reached 34 miles an hour on a level straightaway, and he's not pedaling. He must have built that. They think like I'm the nutty professor or something. Like I built that in my basement or something. So I'm gonna get it working. I'm going to try to research this issue. I can't. The only things I can find out about the e-bike, what I do, guys, is I keyword stuff. I'm like a keywording. I'm a keywording wizard. Because when I have my own website, you have to keyword. You have to upload keywords of what people are looking for to find your website. So I've been keywording e-bike Eahora code 08, and what it comes up with is the hall sensor failure. And the hall sensors, what they do is they send signals. Now, like when I ran the rear hub motor for 15 miles, I also took temperatures of the motor. I took surface temperatures. It went up to 121 degrees. It was hot to touch, but it didn't stop. But it stops when I ride it after only 1 mile. Might get up to maybe 92 degrees. So it's not a heat thing. So what it must be is a torque thing. That one diode, there's three, I think there's 3 or there's 4 on the Hall sensor. The one diode that calls for more power is probably the one that is bad. You know, back when I was a ham operator, guys, I used to go to Radio Shack almost every single day. You know, and I used to know all those little transistors, what they did. Now there's no more Radio Shack. Now you have to go online to buy diodes. You know, so it's easier to just replace the Hall sensor if you can find them. Like I said, I'm new to this. I'm new to e-bikes. I don't even know where to look. I'm going to have to probably keyword or go through the Eahora bike community I belong to on Facebook just to find who sells these Hall sensors. So, another thing, that crank box where the controller is, that's not waterproof. There should be a drain hole on the bottom of that. I'm not saying take the bike in water, because that controller and the connections inside that crank box, guys, they're not waterproof. There's wires that go in through the front of it, and that hole is not sealed, and there's a hole in the back where wires come out, and that's not sealed. Now, if water goes in there, or even humidity from fog, that's going to build up down in there. And there is no drain hole, so I'm thinking of drilling a drain hole in the bottom of that, just to let the humidity out in case of, it's like even, the fog even comes in this garage sometime. And, I mean, it's probably not enough to build up. It'll probably dissipate in time, but there should still be a drain hole on the bottom of that box. So I'm thinking of drilling a hole in there. I should have showed you guys what that looks like in there, but it's really not. There's also there's two pigtails that are marked A and B. That's for the factory to program that controller. So if you do take that apart and you see the 2 pigtails that aren't connected to anything, I thought that's what my problem was. I thought they popped off. But that's for the factory. I guess the factory, they program the controller with those. So the problem is still persisting right now. I can't take the bike anywhere. I mean, if I take it down my street here and I make a right and I go up 2 blocks and I make a left on one of the streets that are like a half a mile long and I come back up, the power to the rear wheel shuts off. It'll do that right now if I go out right now. You know, and I tried everything. I even inflated the rear tire to 28 pounds, which 30 is maximum. I'm thinking, well, all right, maybe it'll give it less resistance. That didn't work. As for this, I took this to work Thursday night. It runs flawlessly. It's louder than hell, guys, with that big cam I put in there, man. People absolutely hate it because it is so loud. So let me show you guys my corner. I got my corner almost completely done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put one more row on this side here. We're going to put one more block going straight up. And then we have to put those blocks that naturally go up there. So I think I'm going to need 3 more blocks, because I have those. Got 3, 6, 9, 12. 15. Yeah, we got 3, 6, 9, 12. Now each one of these are 3, so that's 15, 18, 19, 20, 21. We up there. So I got to put that corner in yet there. So we need 3 there, and then we're going to come out with 1 more. So it'll take 2 to do that. So you figure 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. We need 22 for that last row to come out. And then 3 up there, we need 25 blocks. How many did I say over here? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. We're short by 5 blocks. So we're going to have to buy 5 blocks. Then we can finally put our garage door up, which I have. Right there. And our 36-inch door will go there. See what I did, guys, I bolted those boys down. I bolted them boys down to concrete, man. And we made a nice big corner. We screwed that in. I mean, it won't stop the battering ram, guys, but it works. That's all that matters. You know, I could bolt down more 2x4s there, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to matter. We'll leave it just like it is. That's strong enough. We're going to have to put a board. We're going to have to put a board over this. Then some kind of trim here on the side. Well, maybe what I'll do is I have 2 of those boards there. They're going to have to put one on there, one in there, and then one on the top. And probably this wiring here, we're going to put it on the inside. What I'll do is I'm going to get some electrical tape, and we'll tape these wires up with electrical tape. You know, because there's like they're not dangerous, but I'd rather have those taped up. See, it's like right there. Should be in conduit. Then we'll finally clean this garage out, throw some stuff out, and move the bike in here. The guy that I got this bike off of, he was a vet. So that's why he put one of them on. I think that's a 9mm. And there's one here in the back too somewhere. There's one in the back somewhere on that side. This isn't coming loose. I got to work on painting these fenders and the gas tank, bro. Put some kind of theme on that, man. I got to somehow work my dogs. Put some kind of theme on my dogs on here. All right. Let's start this guy up a little bit. Yeah, we'll get that e-bike working, guys. You know, I've learned to have patience, man. I look like a silhouette. I don't know why. I've learned to have patience with stuff, guys. I've also learned to accept defeat. You know, I wasn't always like that. I always was where I had to win. And probably, I'd say, I'm 62 now. I probably started learning how to accept defeat when I was 58, maybe 57. You know, to a point. It's like living here in Allegheny County. I don't want to live here. I want to move away from here as fast as I can. If I was to hit the Powerball tomorrow night, I would immediately start looking for something far from Allegheny County. You know, guys, because it's so bad here, man. You can't live here. You cannot enjoy life here. The roads are so populated. The tailgating here and the road rage is completely out of hand. There's no police. There's no police nowhere. The police don't care. There's no anti-tailgating laws here. People here drive completely reckless. They drive like they're insane. There's no other way I can put it. It's no matter where you go, no matter what time of the day or night, the people around here driving on the roads they drive like they're so angry. They want everybody out of their way. It's like this main drag here at the bottom of the street. That's 35 miles an hour. You see people going down there 70, 80 miles an hour. And there people walk that road. There's little kids that walk the road. There's wildlife that crosses the road, and they don't care. They don't care. You know, the people around here, that's what they do. They go double or triple the speed limit. And it's just not on a main drag here. It's just everywhere you go around here. Nobody around here does the speed limit. You can't do the speed limit around here no more. You have to, and the speed limit is the speed limit. That's a thing of the past. You have to go at least 15 miles an hour above the speed limit in Allegheny County of Pennsylvania. And that's at least. Most of the drivers go double. And I'm not kidding you. They go double the speed limit. The highways around here, I guess it's like all the rest of the highways. You know, that's understandable on a highway to go 80, 90 miles. That's understandable. We're talking about residential roads. You know, and it's sad because it's turning people away from wanting to stay here. It's like I've lived in Western Pennsylvania all my life, and I can't wait to leave. That's why I'm fixing. That's why I put this garage door on. That's why I'm trying to finish that big garage over there. That's why I did all them floors from house, because I want to try to. As soon as all these projects are done, I'm looking for somewhere to move out of Allegheny County. That's my very first and foremost choice of locales. You know, I'm going to try to move up north around the Allegheny Forest, like Tidiuk or Tionesta or Pleasantville. And well, there's a lot more small towns up there, but Tionesta is what I'm shooting for, because I was up in Tionesta a couple times and I like it up there. Those are my kind of people up there. And homes up there are affordable. So yeah, guys, the code, man. You know, I really think Eahora should pay for the repairs. If I take that to a bike shop around here, which I'll tell you, trying to find someone to work on e-bikes around here, man, I might have a better chance of hitting the Powerball. You know, I called the bike shop around here. They don't work on e-bikes, but he said, "Oh, hold on a minute. I can give you the number of somebody that does work on them." Guy's 30 miles away. So I'd have to put that in a van or a truck, you know, because I got a car that doesn't have a hitch on it. And I'd have to take that up to this guy here. So, I mean, I'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed. But, you know, it's like I said, Eahora should pay for the repairs, and of course they're not gonna. Of course they're not gonna. You know, I did send them a picture of the display shooting out the error code, and I sent them a picture of the numbers on the rear hub. And I told them, I said, you know, I don't mind paying for a new motor or a new controller. It's just, where do I buy them? You know, can you at least tell me where I could buy these? So I'm going to have to see what the response is. So, okay, guys, hang in there. We'll get that. We'll get the Romeo running eventually.